Alright everyone, welcome back to the Late Start Odyssey. Now, I've got a little fun fact for you all. Well, it's not really fun. And I guess, to a certain degree, you can't necessarily call it a fact, but turns out, I have COVID. Woo! It's not really fun. And I mean, considering the rat tests have like a small % chance for false positives, technically you can't call it a fact, but I trust it. I trust it, sadly. So yeah, I've actually just got COVID. I thought I had some garbage, run-of-the-mill, crappy, regular disease. Boring. No, I've got the premium stuff. So, great times all round, I guess. But no, yeah. And my dumbass thought yesterday that I was gonna go to work. Ha! No, not at all. I'll just get the heli to get my lives back. I want grape shot. So yeah. I had full intentions of going to work this morning. I thought to myself, yep, I'm gonna go to work. Screw the whole medical certificate side of things. That's a pain in the ass. Still is. But yeah, I thought to myself, you know what? Screw it. I'm like 85% better. I'll just take the risk. I'll wear a mask. I'll avoid people as much as I can. And I'm sure it'll be fine. If some people get sick from my flu, that's okay. It's not gonna kill them. And so then I was like, when I woke up this morning, I woke up rather early. I was like, oh, actually, I was meant to do a rat test the other day, and I forgot. So I may as well do it now before I go to work, rather than, you know, do it when I come home and find out that I've got COVID or some shit, right? Surely enough, do it in the morning, immediately. Like, you're meant to wait 15 to 20 minutes or something to get the result. Almost instantaneously, it was just like, yo, 2 bars of connection right here for you, and I'm just like, oh, great, cool. So, luckily I still had time to fill in an absentee form and let my boss know that I've got fucking COVID. And so he was just like, oh, well, that really fucking sucks, but yeah, good call on not coming into work. And I was just like, hey, I'll make that call every day if you really want. Nah, but yeah, so was gonna go to work today. Luckily I didn't. Luckily I remembered to test, and turns out I've got COVID, so that's great. Yay. But I guess the good news in all of this is the fact that I didn't really recognize it as anything other than just a regular sickness. Like, it just felt like the flu for me. Like, I imagine, yeah, probably because it is a flu, or a virus, or whatever, right? But like, this really hasn't felt all that different from any other time I've gotten sick. It usually does take me roughly a week to recover, but then after that I'm good for like a year, maybe even longer. Like, I can't even remember the last time I got sick, but it was certainly well over a year, or maybe even 2 ago. But yeah, so got COVID, kinda sucks. Luckily I am young. Why does it sound weird to say the word young now? Oh, just gives me the creeps, even when I'm referring to myself. Anyway, I'm young. My immune system is pretty good. So all should go well in theory. My body seems to be treating it like any other disease, which, you know, it's what your body should be doing. The second your body's just like, hey, this seems like a fun disease, let's keep this one around, that's when you've got to be concerned. So I think I'm alright. I'm alright. Obviously, this doesn't really change much other than the fact that I'm not going to work anytime soon, whilst I still have any sort of symptoms. Ooh, actually, do I have Moab damage? That's a symptom I need. Moab damage. Now we good. Just get blowback. Blowback's enough. But yeah, so if it was not COVID, I would have been happy going into work, strutting my stuff and being like, hey, I'm almost better, deal with it. But as it turns out, it is COVID, and I know a few people at work that I don't think would last long in the fight. That's not a that's a morbid way of putting it. I think there are people at work that have a less amazing immune system than mine. Nah, that's way too prideful. There are people at work that are more immunocompromised than me. That's the best way to put it. So, despite my hatred towards medical certificates stated in part 1, I'm more than willing to consider this me paying for my people at work to not get sick with me, rather than me paying for a doctor to look at me while I'm dying on the chair across from him and be like, yeah, you might be sick. Show him like 14 positive rat results and it's like, yeah, I don't know. We made those. We totally made those. And they've been tested and proven countless times to be effective. Oh, but I don't know though. Fuck. I need to stop taking the piss when I'm sick. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, my situation hasn't really changed much. I'm still sick. I still need to get over it in time. The only thing that's changed is that I didn't go into work today, even though I thought I was going to. So, good stuff. Good stuff. And hopefully that action in and of itself has saved a bunch of my workmates from getting COVID anytime soon at the very least. But yeah, that's pretty much summed up my entire day today. Didn't realize I had COVID, woke up, tested, had COVID. That's the TLDR for anyone that skipped ahead. But yeah, back to 50 lives, perfect. That's what I was hoping for. Anyway, I'm just, I put it in the description of the first part of the video, but I didn't say it. But I'm just so glad that this week's Odyssey is just sort of relaxing. I don't think I could handle a big brain 5-head Odyssey right now. I'm just very glad that it's sort of chill and calm and start round 20 but with a decent amount of cash and, you know. Well, it's not even a decent amount, it's a terrible amount of cash to have by round 20. But nevertheless, it's not the end of the world. Sword is always great. Both subs, ninjas, typically do quite well if you're placing them as your starting tower, so just combine the two and then boom, you've got yourself a decently cheap, pretty powerful head start. Now if it was starting on something like round 24 or round 26, it could be a little more difficult with just 1,200 cash. But I think round 20 is a solid middle ground here. Also, if you've got mana shield, you don't even have to bring a helicopter along. I just brought it along because I wanted the extra lives back, because I knew I was going to lose some. But yeah, if you've got mana shield, don't even need to include a heli if you don't want one. Let's get a pirate lord. Love the sound of that. Also, how does everyone feel about Magus Perfectus? I quite enjoy it. Admittedly, I think I said this during my update video, but I'm probably never going to use it in terms of actual, like, reasonable ways to use paragons, you know? Because in my mind, the only reasonable way to use them is in boss fights. Because let's face it, what other balloon in the game outside of boss balloons do you need to deal millions of damage to just to kill it in a standard game? There's really no answer to that. So why would I bother using paragons that cost hundreds of thousands of gold to do the same thing that a bunch of tier 5s can do for probably 1/8, maybe even 1/12 or 1/20th of the cost. I don't know. Anyway, not trying to shit on them. For the people that do the boss fights and all that good jazz, good for you. I hope it's a valid choice. I hope it's like pushing some of the other Paragon options off the list, you know? Because I know some... oh god! I could feel that one coming, but I couldn't stop it. Because I feel like Paragons in general are just going to be this rotated thing, right? Where it's like, oh, this one's the new shit one. And now that we've got a new one, that gets pushed out. So we never have to use that one again. And then it'll just continue to be on a bit of a cycle like that until we get to the point where we have all the Paragons Ninja Kiwi are going to release. And then it'll just be, alright, what rules has Ninja Kiwi put in place for this boss fight that prohibits me from using this Paragon, and this Paragon, and so I have to use these 3 instead, or something like that. Anyway, I don't know. I did originally love the idea of Paragons. Probably just because it was new and exciting. But, yeah, it just seems like a bit of a step. Anyone else feel that? It's just like a little bit of a step up. You know, tier 5's costing like what? Anywhere between 15,000 and 100,000. And then every single Paragon's like, yes, 500,000 please. And you're just like, hold on. Wait, no, hold on. I don't know. It seems a little silly. I do enjoy silly though, so I'm all for it. Always good to have a bit of a laugh. But yeah, so status update on me personally. Obviously I still sound a little bit nasally. I don't have headaches, which is lovely. Headaches have been the worst. And technically I don't have a sore throat. Only when I swallow I have a sore throat, which fucking sucks. It really sucks. Honestly, it's like that whole thing where you get sick and then you can't breathe easily through your nostrils. And so then immediately, like, once you're not sick anymore, you're just like, oh my god, I can breathe. I will never take breathing for granted again. And then you immediately take breathing for granted again until you get sick. It's sort of like that for me, where every time I eat something, every time I just swallow in general, because swallowing's basically like it's almost like an involuntary reflex sort of thing, you know. Saliva's inevitably going to be building up in your mouth, whether you want it to or not. If you're just sitting there. If you're just sitting there, it's going to be happening. At some point in time, you're going to think to yourself, oh, I'm going to swallow. You know, it's like, unless you've somehow grown up and evolved and adapted your body to be like, no, we never swallow anything at all. Every time saliva builds up in my mouth, I spit it out into a bin. Unless you're doing that like some sort of savage, then I feel like pretty much everybody will have an involuntary reflex to just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna swallow now, even though there's nothing food related anywhere near my mouth. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. Yeah, we got camera detection, sharp shurikens, that should keep us covered for now. And then we need lead popping power, which we've got with Sword's first ability, which means we need reliable lead popping power, which probably means Wall of Fire. Yeah, let's go with that. Wall of Fire. Trust. This is good. They're dry coughs. I don't know if that's good or not, actually. I just associate them with being good because I don't like the sound of wet coughs. Ugh. And I don't mean the sound of them when they're happening, like the onomatopoeia, but like the actual feeling behind you saying the words wet cough. Ew, no. Anyway, off on a bit of a tangent there, but yeah, I think I'm getting better. The only thing that's sort of on my mind is I'm gonna be honest with you guys, long COVID, right? Long-lasting, long-term, potentially lifetime effects of COVID, where it's like, I don't know the specifics of it. That's why it probably worries me, because I don't know the ins and outs of the possibilities of what could really happen to me after COVID. It's like the post-COVID, the sequel to COVID, fucking sucks more than COVID itself, from what I've heard. But no, from what I've heard, and by all means, do your own research, because, first of all, from what I've heard, I hear fuck all. Not because I'm deaf, but because I don't look into the news or do my own research or anything. So I'm already an unreliable source for information, just a heads up. But if I'm saying what I heard from somebody else, who then researched either themselves or heard from someone else, that becomes even more shaky evidence. So just bear in mind, what I'm about to say may not have a semblance of truth to it. But, from what I've heard, there are some pretty scary reasons to be afraid of even surviving COVID, right? To the point where it's like, I want to say there's potentially cognitive function, maybe? Like diminished returns on cognitive function. You know, your thinking brain can't turn the cogs of the wheel as swiftly and as easily as it used to, which I think sucks. Especially if that's a permanent debuff for the rest of my life, because that's a pain in my ass. And also, the scarier part to me is, first of all, what if I recognize it? And two, what if I don't? Both of those options are fucking terrifying to me. What if I actually recognize that, hey, I used to know this, or I used to be smart enough to do this sort of thing, and now all of a sudden I can't? Or what if I legitimately just don't recognize it, and then this is literally the peak of my cognitive capacity? That's some bullshit. I want to max my cognitive skill out, damn it. Anyway, that's one thing that's been on my mind anyway. I'm sure there's loads of other fucking insane negative post-COVID, long COVID I think they call it, effects on the body, the brain, the mind, the bones, the muscles, everything you have. COVID just seems to be that one asshole that's like, right, well, if I'm dying and I'm leaving this body, let me permanently fuck up the last thing I touch. And then that just happens. It's some grade A bullshit. But anyway, that's a little scary, not gonna lie. And yes, I should probably do some research on it to make sure my points are valid and all that. But for now, I'm just gonna hit you with the big old do not trust me disclaimer. Because I could be talking out of my ass. And I wouldn't know. But yeah, so that's one thing that's been on my mind. I know people talk about long COVID, and from what I've heard, it seems like a bit of a shitty permanent debuff to your character. You know? I don't know, but it's just the mystery behind it, you know? If I was straight up told, like, hey, you've just gotten COVID, after you get COVID, this is what's gonna happen to you, and you'll just have to live with that, I'd be fine with it. But it just seems like a random grab bag of just like... It's like a... I don't know if it's like a Final Fantasy thing or not, because I really don't play those games. But it feels like someone just chucked a random status effect at me, and then fled combat. Right? So I just got hit with a random thing. Could be paralysis, could be burning, could be poison. You know? Could be fucking frozen. Could be anything. Diminished intelligence, diminished... Oh, actually, I don't have much of a plan for round 63, do I? It's just called being good at the game, I guess. Yeah, that works. But yeah, it's just a bit of a... It's a bit of a scary thing, really. I'm okay with that. I shouldn't have been okay with that. I lost way too many lives than I was expecting to lose. But it's okay, because we are alive. Barely. Don't know how I managed that. Legitimately, I saw those lives go down to 35, and I was just like, that'll be fine. Then I saw them go down further, and I was like, that'll be fine. And then I saw them hit 7, and I was like, that's not fine, I should probably stop. But against my better judgment, I continued. Could have timed the abilities better anyway, but whatever. We're alive, aren't we? But yeah, so... I also... Don't get me wrong. I don't think everyone that gets COVID gets long COVID. Necessarily. Right? I think there are people out there that have gotten COVID, had a full recovery, no lasting effects on their body, mental health, all that good jazz. Right? I imagine there are those people out there because there are always exceptions to the rule, especially when the rules are so coming out of thin air, you know? Where it's like, oh shit, new variant. Sorry, forget everything you know. We don't know what this one does. You know, the rules are just so wishy-washy all over the place, you know? COVID just randomly at any given point in time. It's like COVID's the main character. Shit. Just at any given point in time, we're just like, oh, we know your plans, COVID. And then they're just like, sorry, I got this new upgrade that allows me to kill people under the age of 70 now. And we're just like, fuck. It really does hit the nail on the head, doesn't it? Plague Inc. Like, obviously that's what it's about. That's literally the entire game. But it really does just feel like, you know, Plague Inc. doesn't do it justice in certain ways. Because if you've ever played Plague Inc., no fucking shot they make the cure that goddamn quickly, right? No shot. Absolutely not. And if you mutate a symptom midway through the cure, that shit should decrease by like half. Because that's basically what's happening with COVID. Like, yeah, we busted out a vaccine pretty quickly, but that's not straight up a cure. I wish it was a cure, that'd be great. Just one little jab and it's like, huh, can't get COVID now. Haha. Or if you do get it, you won't notice it. It'll die out in your immune system. Because you're just jacked. Anyway. I don't know where I was going with this. But yeah. I'm alright. Obviously, it would be a lot better if I didn't have COVID. But that's in the pipelines. That's a work in progress. You know? I've had it for... What would it be? 4 days now? Yeah, 4 days. Because Monday was a public holiday. So I didn't go to work on Monday. Neither did my dad. And then... Tuesday, I did go to work. Felt like absolute garbage. So then I went home. Just before the end of the day. And then Wednesday, I felt the full wrath of the sickness. Thursday, continued wrath of the sickness. And now today, found out the name of the sickness so I can write it in the death note and punish it before tomorrow. No, I'm probably not going to feel better by tomorrow. But still, like, it's been 4 days. My average for my body to kill and destroy a disease is usually like a week. Every time I got sick in high school or in school in general, I'd take a week off, come back, boom, fresh as a daisy. Maybe a little bit of a sniffle. Maybe. But overall, I'd be pretty much done and dusted. Did sort of jitter a little bit? That was weird. I kind of want to place a sub first and then maybe another sub second. Just because it's cheap and affordable and the homing thing would be good if it didn't shoot almost all of its bullets straight into the fucking wall. Yeah, no, that's cool. 2 subs. How's that? It's not awful. It's kind of awful. Can we make up for it? No, we cannot. Okay, cool. Cool. Different start. Sorta, I hate to believe that it's not always good to start with sorta. So, I'm not going to upgrade you yet, but I want to place you there. Maybe you here. Strategy. I don't want to put you both on last. That'll make some of you lazy in your shots. Hey, I respect teamwork like that. A lot of lives lost though, could have prevented some. Let's do that. In fact, you can now aim for last. You just keep throwing down the barrel. Everybody else will tidy up the rest. Extra cleanup. Good. We're stabilizing. I like it. Pigeons, fuck off. You're bothering me. Right. Can I get my ability before we die? No. Cool. Okay. We're gonna need a new approach. Damn it. Sorta, I really wanted to believe you were the best starting choice here. I still do believe it. Because this guy's gonna fumble, but if he can not get me killed... Okay, sorta, you're better than this guy. That's for sure. So, if we do this, it leaves me with a few options. Boat's not great when you're forcing it on an angle like this. Unless, of course, you get grape shot. In fact, if you don't buy sorta, you can get grape shot. So, we're gonna do that. Is that good enough though? Honestly. Yeah, it did feel like it might be a bit slow. It's a bit slow and it's going around a corner. New idea. Scary idea. Defense at the back. Ah. At least now we're throwing out the double grapes every now and then. Okay, not great. Put you on last. Does that make a big difference? No, still death. Cool. I wonder what could help us out of this little pickle. Monkey Ace. Probably not the answer you were expecting, but it never is. Sometimes it's just a fun answer to go along with. And sometimes it actually helps. If the balloons don't just outrun the fucking bullets. Yeah, cool. Yeah, love that. I swear if this works, I'm gonna be so annoyed. Okay, cool, it doesn't. How do we start this? Obviously, monkey knowledge would help, but here's what I'm thinking.
I have unfinished business.
That's not what I was thinking, but at the very least, Sorta's quick to react. Dart monkeys are not. So if I can get the dart monkeys to pop this stupid layer, haha, I'm actually a slow balloon layer, revealing the fucking fastest balloons in the game, then Sorta can react a bit more quickly than a dart monkey can, and can pop maybe 1 or 2 layers before it becomes a real threat. No, that's not good. Stay the first. That's better. That's better. See, idea was good, positioning was garbage. Keep that in mind. Now Sorta's level 3. We could start dealing with the fact that we've got an ability now, which we will be absolutely spamming because this level's bullshit. Okay, cool. Next round. What's next round? It's not camo. We will be placing more things, just for the pure fact that we're gonna be losing more lives. Not trying to, but yeah, we're not gonna get our ability back for that. So, let's maybe not panic place things. It does typically put me in a shit position. Right. Sub to help clean up, rather than do what literally every other tower is doing right now. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Clean. 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 Is that enough to kill me? That might be enough. That's dead. That's totally enough to kill me, isn't it? I don't know. Right. What can we do? What can we do? There are many other options we can take here. What? Could get a boat. Ooh, you know it would be good? A crossbow. For now, I'll just get that, see if it makes a difference. Upgrade's the better choice rather than brand new towers, maybe. Doesn't seem like it. Seems like still a garbagey choice. Okay, cool. Just confirming. We also do have this as an option, because that is a big upgrade. In fact, I think I might even go for it. Not going to delete you, you're my first. Is that enough? Not quite. We'll do that. It might seem dumb, and yes, it might be dumb, but 2 layers instead of 1. Fucking phenomenal. Makes a big difference. Cool. Problem solved. Right. Problem solved for a very expensive price. On a single tower that would have gotten it automatically anyway. But, as they say, worth it. Totally worth it. Now, I should probably invest my next chunk of change into some sort of semblance of lead popping power permanence. Because, although I'd love to, it is not possible for me to rely on Sorta's ability for both round 28 and 30 on this map. 28, yes. Pretty much any map you can do that on, unless it's got multiple lanes that it's attacking out of at the same time. But on single lane maps, sure, go for it. You can easily beat 28 on it. 30, none of the maps. None of the maps at all. There's too many of them. They spread out. And it's just a whole load of garbage you gotta deal with. Right. What is good against Moabs? Well, we've seen that Dragon's Breath is. So that's probably gonna be our go-to Moab popper. Wall of Fire is just dope. That and Sorta. Actually getting to a decent level. Brilliant. I kinda wanna place the helicopter at some point, but at the same time I don't wanna be out of purchasing range of Dragon's Breath. So I think I'll get that first, just in case, because I do believe that'll be a more effective popper than a single heli. Especially if I don't even have pursuit for it. Oh god. If I have to control the thing, definitely won't kill anything. Right. Cool. Dragon Breath good. Dragon Breath very good. Oh, and we've got plenty of time. Plenty of time to purchase a helicopter. God, I wish I could say that in real life. It's like, it'll only take me like a few days to save up for a helicopter. I don't actually know how much helicopters cost. I imagine... Now, admittedly, this is quite a stupid thing to say, but I imagine GTA probably got that somewhat accurate. Where, like, buying your own personal helicopter costs, like, millions of fucking dollars. And yes, I'm basing my financial assumptions about real life off of a game about running around shooting people in the face and just generally being a dick. Wait, I just realized, why am I even bothering trying to get my lives back? This is the last map. Why do I care? Because I've maintained a perfect 50 this entire time. Of course! What other reason? That's the only reason I've been doing it so far. I just like the number 50 more. I like it a hell of a lot more than 14. Although 14's not a bad number. Not trying to hate on anyone that likes 14. 14's a very nice number. It's got a 1, it's got a 4. I like both of those numbers. All the solo single digit numbers, they're pretty cool. You start throwing them together with each other, and then you can be like, oh, I don't know about that one. 13? Ooh. Who put those two together, right? Anyway. They just kind of look like the letter B. Capitalized, of course. Anyway. On to more important subject matters. I really appreciate the little chickens. I'm so glad they started adding pets in. Oh, I completely forgot there's a Geraldo pet that I just bought that I have not even placed or seen yet. Mainly because I don't use Geraldo because I'm not 5-head. I just can't do that. I can't think like 4D chess, you know? Plus, I do sort of have a bit of a vendetta against Geraldo. Not for anything that Geraldo did. Geraldo himself, loved the guy. Great hero. Cool. Very nice. In terms of me using him, never gonna happen. Not consistently, at least. Mainly because anytime I do BTD6 co-op streams, now not to name names in particular, but every time we go into a co-op game, inevitably, in fact, I'm going to take that purchase back. I don't like that purchase when we're in such financial troubles. But inevitably, in every single co-op game I play on stream, inevitably, there's always someone that picks Geraldo, and they're always like, right, all of you fucks are less important than me. Give me all of your money. I need to buy an NFT real quick. Which, sadly, I think could also equate to people in real life doing something similar, which is kind of horrible to think about. But yeah, so I have actively grown a bit of a vendetta against Geraldo. which really sucks, because I've heard he's an amazing hero and all that good jazz. You can buff your paragons. In fact, yeah, that's kind of what Geraldo just is. A boss fight hero. Which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. I just don't do boss fights, which is probably a bit more of a sane reason as to why I don't like them. Or don't use them. Anyway. We have been told through the BTD6 subreddit update 37 full detailed details that the next Paragon they're going to release is the sub Paragon, which is going to be cool. Can't wait for that. That seems like fun. I hope it'll be cheap. Never gonna happen. But yeah, and they're also working on a new hero, I believe. I don't specifically remember much about it. I know they hinted at the name of it, or they gave us a hint about the name of it, but I don't think they said much more on the topic. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? That's alright, that's half the fun. That's half the fun. It's no fun if you just get told everything and then just it's like, oh, it's here? Oh, cool. That's why I never understood, like, people that data mine content. Like, especially for games that haven't even fucking been released. Like, why? On what planet? Like, oh, hey, this game that hasn't been released yet, I'm gonna data mine for all the info about it so that I can find out really early on all these basic details about this stuff and then still get the game the same day everybody else gets it. I've never understood that. Like, on what planet does that make sense? It's like, yeah, I guess you get insider knowledge if you want to stomp some noobs day one. But, I don't know, it's just weird. Oh, did I time that perfectly? Oh, that was beautiful, wasn't it? First try, too. Didn't even have to back out and restart or nothing. Let's do that. Just cover the bases for now. But yeah, we're going to be getting a sub-Paragon, and we're going to be getting a new hero at some point in the future. By the way, these are not like next update sort of things. These are like fucking update 38, update 39, update 40 sort of roadmap stuff. If you want to get the full details, just jump on the subreddit, look at the update 37 info, scroll all the way to the bottom, and they sort of give you a bit of a roadmap as to what to expect in the future. Which, to be honest, I'm just going to lay this out pretty plain and simply for you. My trick for new updates for this game is very simple. I go to the subreddit, I read through the top part, sort of like an introduction, sort of like how Ninja Kiwi feels about the stuff they've been putting out recently, especially if it's like brand new content, like the Beast Handler. So they were talking about that and just like, oh yeah, we've had to do specific changes with that, blah 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 blah. Right? You read the introductory stuff. That's cool. That gives you an idea of how they're feeling for this update, which is great, right? And then you just sort of scroll through the headlines, you know? You read the titles of each paragraph and you just go, am I interested in that, you know? For example, I think one of the first ones in this update was like, Beast Handler changes, buffs and debuffs, nerfs and reworks and stuff. I skip right past that. I don't care, right? I love the Beast Handler. Beast Handler's a great tower. Glad they're still adding new towers to this game. But Odysseys were doable without Beast Handlers. And aside from the Odyssey that gave us a lot of Beast Handlers, and aside from the few that actually needed Beast Handlers, I don't really use them. I don't really use them. Don't get me wrong. They are still situationally very useful. Much like a lot of other towers in the game. But I just don't use them all that much. Anyway. So, you read through the headlines, it's like Beast Handler reworks and stuff, skip that, don't care. you know, UI fixes and game bug fixes and stuff like that. Sometimes you read through those for a bit of a laugh. You know, apparently people were getting disconnected from games just because they tried to turn a engineer monkey into an NG paragon, and they were doing it as they were releasing a triple XL trap or some shit, and it just broke their fucking game. Fuck. Oh. Oh shit. I'm good, I swear. Anyway. So random bug fixes can be fun to read. Just to see what sort of stupid shit was breaking the game that you didn't know about. Anyway, you skip past that. You get to the buffs and nerfs. You go straight to all the towers that you care about. Ignore the rest. Then you go straight to the bottom. Oh, same thing with heroes. Heroes are after the tower buffs and debuffs. Find out if your favourite hero is buffed or nerfed. Then you go straight to the bottom and find out what they're planning for the future updates. Which is where I got my info about the Sub-Paragon and the new hero coming in. Both of which sound delightful. Anyway, I'm gonna need a real quick second here to cough again. Oh God. Okay, I feel much better now. Luckily, we're also very close to finishing this one off. So, as I'm getting closer and closer to the clutches of death, in real life, we are getting closer and closer to victory in BTD6, which matters more. Oh, I need to stop making jokes that are so goddamn funny that I have to laugh at them. Anyway, my throat is sort of getting a bit sore now, so I'm gonna shut up and let these last 3 rounds play through. And save the rest of my voice for the outro. Fuck you, COVID. Oh. Okay. And there we go. Damn it. Good times. Good times. Anyway. I swear I'm on the road to recovery. Hey, 100 anniversary cakes. That's adorable. 400 monkey money. Anniversary cakes. 50 trophies. And voila. Late start Odyssey has been completed. So there you go, that's how you beat it. No monkey knowledge, none of that, what I consider to be sort of cheating. It's not really cheating, it's in the game, it's been put in the game. You can achieve it, you can get it, you can use it to your advantage, that's completely fair. Double cash on the other hand, technically it's in the same boat. But, in fact no, I appreciate that double cash is there. I don't need it, I've never used it. I've always refused to pay extra money on a game that I've already purchased, let alone a free one. Not to say that this game is free, but I refuse to pay extra money on a game. I'm getting sidetracked here. Let's open these. Dart Monkey. But yeah, I don't want to pay extra money on a game that I've already paid money for, especially if it's not for like a full-blown DLC that's like double the extra content, you know? And if I can do everything without that purchase, then why the hell would I make that purchase? Anyway, not bad, not bad. How's my Dart Monkey Insta Monkey collection going? I'm trying to catch them all. Okay, okay. I don't know which of those are new, but cool. I've got all of the tier 0s. and 1s and 2s. If you count... Well, I've got all the whites and greens, essentially. Still need this blue boy. But then after that, it's just epics and legends. Cool, 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 cool. Anyway. Like I said, that's going to do it for this week's Odyssey. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your week. And don't cough on your friends. Bye-bye.